Hey, YouTube. It's just me again. I told you that I wanted to do a separate video. Why does it look like I'm not looking at the camera? Oh, okay. Now I'm looking at the camera. Okay. So anyway, I told you I wanted to do a Florida review. When after I did the review about or my opinions about the places that I had been, I also wanted to do something about Florida. Um, uh, I don't know. I feel like I have really no friends to talk to. I'm so, you know, bored and lonely most of the time. And then I was thinking about loneliness too. Loneliness does not have anything to do with romance and sex. I know that has nothing to do with this video either, but I'm gonna have to make a video on that subject. Loneliness is just loneliness, but listen, that's why people who talk like to talk because they're effing lonely. Okay, if you know a gabber or just someone who just talks and talks and talks, it's because they're freaking lonely. Okay? Let them talk. Oh my God. Anyway, this review is about Florida. Now, I moved to Florida when I was 12 years old in 1983. I have lived and traveled in other places, but the 12 years previous to moving to Florida, I lived in New Jersey, and I returned to New Jersey a few times. But most of my years, most of my residences, um, and most of my major events in life have occurred in Florida. I got married in Florida. I got divorced in Florida. I had a kid in Florida. I gave him up for adoption in Florida. I graduated from college in Florida. I ruined my life in Florida. Mm, yeah. mm, Everything that was major in my life happened in Florida. Now, sometimes I get really ticked off about the way my life went. It didn't go at all as I wanted it to. Did I marry Prince Charming? No. Did I get to raise my kid for 18 years? No. Did I have a great career because I went to college? No. Did I win $1 million? No. So life didn't go at all like I wanted it to. But hey, that's life. Oh well, get over it. Life's not fair. Okay, now that I got that out, sometimes I get pissed off about shit and I start blaming Florida. I don't know. Everybody likes to blame. I told people this in my poetry. It's a human condition. We love to blame. And I don't know who to blame, So I just blame Florida because I've been here the most. But really I want to be fair. I do want to be fair about Florida because Florida is a pretty good state actually. I have a lot of positive things to say about Florida. It's just my life. My life in Florida hasn't been that great. Um, but it wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible. Could have been worse. So what if life's not fair? Oh well. Um. Anyway, just what I want to talk about Florida. Florida has a lot of good things. Now I watch these documentary videos about people like I told you, like the demographics guy and other people like him. They make these videos, travel videos and demographic videos about the 10 top places that people are moving to, the 10 best states in the United States to live in, and stuff like that. I don't know if Florida's on the worst or the best list, but here's what I know about Florida. As far as education goes, whether it's, elementary, secondary, or upper, higher education, like universities, Florida's got all that. If you want to have kids and put them in school, Florida's got all of that. You want to be a student for the rest of your life, Florida's got that. There's every kind of educational institution that you could imagine in Florida. Okay, beyond that, what else does Florida have? Palm trees. If you like palm trees and beaches, Florida's a peninsula. It's all palm trees and beaches. If you love palm trees and beaches, you'll love Florida. What else does Florida have? Florida has a lot of contrasts. How can I put that? Um, like you can go to a beach and it's like really fancy schmancy, nice hotels, and you know, everybody's looking good, and you feel like you're in some kind of Baywatch movie or something. And then you can go like an hour away and you're like in this little redneck town and you see a little cow or something and you're just like, you don't even know where you are. It's like Twilight Zone. That's kind of Florida. You don't, it can happen real quick too. Like within an hour, and you can be in a totally opposite type of place. Um, what else does Florida have? Yeah, you know about theme parks. Yeah. Orlando is like major theme park city, but there's more to Orlando, and I'm going to get into that than theme parks. But yeah, we got tons of theme parks. So if you're into theme parks, we have that. We have beaches, we have palm trees, we have theme parks. We have all that. What else do we have? Well, there's some other stuff. I mean, it's if you like sunny weather, I mean, if you don't mind humidity, in the summer it does get very humid, and that's when I complain the most because humidity and heat make it very difficult for me to breathe. And I've tried to talk to the doctor about that and say I think I have asthma, and the doctor doesn't say I have asthma because it's mostly the weather. Because when I'm in the northern atmosphere with the thinner weather and the cooler weather, I don't have that asthmatic problem. So yeah, so the humidity and the heat take my breath away and not in a pleasant way. But some people don't have that problem. Some people just are indigenous to this area and they love the heat and humidity. They don't like autumn or winter. I don't know. I remember the first time I went to Colorado, I was climbing the mountain up in Vail, and my companion was like, "You're from Florida?" I'm surprised you haven't passed out from the height, the elevation, because I guess the air changes a lot, and some people can't handle that. It didn't bother me at all. I was like, this feels great. But see, it's just, you know, different types of bodies, I guess. Anyway, but let me go on through Florida. Florida, I've been to almost everything in Florida. I mean, there's a lot of places that I'm not going to mention because I don't know the names of the places. I just drove through or hung out there and wasn't paying attention. But I'm gonna talk about all the places that I know the names of. Okay, so here we go. Let's start from the top over there by the border at Alabama and Georgia, which we call the Panhandle. And basically, that's like there's a Interstate 10 that goes all the way from Tallahassee to Jacksonville. I have been to both Tallahassee and Jacksonville. Tallahassee is the capital of Florida. It's very nice. FSU is the major university there, known as the Seminoles. Some people, the Seminoles fans, are very loyal to that team, um, and it's nice. It's nice. I don't know. It's weird. Like it's the houses there are really like snobby. It's a snobby neighborhood. It's snobby. They're nice houses, but it's like you know they have a couple of like little smaller towns where it's more like down to earth, like Live Oak and Quincy are kind of up there in the Panhandle near Tallahassee, and those are more, down to earth. Um, okay, then if you go across to the East Coast side of the Panhandle, you'll get to Jacksonville, which is known for the football team, the Panthers, right? The football team. They have a lot of modern architecture in Jacksonville, but I didn't hang out there that long because the roads, I don't like the way the roads are designed there. I feel like the roads, if you're a stranger there, the roads are dangerous. It's not because they're built with poor materials or because they're rotted or something like that with a bunch of potholes. No, it's clean and fresh, but it for a new person, I mean, GPS can't help you there. GPS can't help you, and even your defensive driving skills can't help you. It's designed in a way that is, I guess, meant to be confusing, and it scared the crap out of me when I was driving there. I couldn't wait to get out of there. So if you don't like feeling nervous while you're driving, I don't recommend driving in Jacksonville, um, because it made me feel like it was an accident waiting to happen. Um, Below Jacksonville is St. Augustine, which is a really beautiful little town with a lot of history. It's kind of like, I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen or pictures of uh, like places like Savannah, Georgia. I mean, I've been to Savannah too, but it doesn't look like Savannah, but it's historical. It's got a lot of history there. So a lot of tourists like to go there and, take the historic tours and stuff like that. And it's cute. People are nice there. And driving there is like not that scary. It's okay to drive in St. Augustine. St. Augustine's nice. It's got a beach too. Okay, Daytona. I like Daytona. Daytona also has the racetrack where the Daytona 500 goes. And as a NASCAR fan, I just think Daytona is really hip. Um, it's got it's got everything. I mean, it's a beach town. It's got everything. A lot of people go there for spring break. Well, not. I mean, sometimes you never know where the big spring break parties are going to be. They change it every year. Sometimes it's Daytona. Sometimes it's Fort Lauderdale. Sometimes it's Clearwater. Sometimes it's St. Pete. Sometimes it's Miami. You don't know what the heck's going to happen on spring break. It's just like, where's the party? But Daytona has been one of the destinations for that, and it's mostly known for nice beaches, nice shopping, and the Daytona 500 racetrack. I like it. Orlando. Okay, here is the major theme park city. Now, it's one of the biggest cities. I mean, I think the three biggest cities in Florida are Orlando, Tampa Bay, and Miami. Now, of the three, Orlando has a very distinct personality, um, very different from Tampa and Miami. Of the three biggest, Orlando is GPS can help you. I'll say that if you're in Orlando, GPS can help you. It's designed in a way. It's very tech, very modern, very tech. And if you're a techie and you depend on GPS, you'll be all right in Orlando. If you're anti-techie or not, comfortable with that, you're gonna spend a lot of money on gas because it's very stretched out, and if you don't know your way around, you're gonna be driving a long way to get to something that you know probably shouldn't have took you that long. But it's nice. I mean, theme parks are great, very expensive. Minimum to get into any theme park is $100 plus parking. And that's not including food and drinks or souvenirs. Souvenirs. Now that's funny. Um, that's Orlando is is a vacation place. It's the city of tourism. I mean, everybody who wants to go to Orlando wants to either get a job in tourism or be a tourist. That's Orlando. It's very modern though, and they like to stay modern. Uh, Lakeland is different. It's real close to Orlando, but it's also in between. It's in between Plant City and Orlando. Plant City is like a sort of a small town, kind of a country style town. So, considering Lakeland is in between Orlando and Plant City, it sort of has like parts of both personalities in it. It's sort of modern. Like their bus system's great. I love the Lakeland bus system. They have these cards. You don't have to be, going through your phone app to ride the bus. They have these really nice cards. It's like it almost looks like a credit card or something, but it's a great bus system. They have a great bus system. The downtown's really cute. It's called Lakeland because they have beautiful lakes and swans all over the place, beautiful swans. What else can I say about Lakeland? It's not as, fast and hipster as Orlando, but some people like that about Lakeland. It's calmer, It's not as slow and, ruralish as Plant City, but some people also like that about Lakeland. So Lakeland's cool, it's really cool. Um, it's not really known for tourism, but there's a lot to do there. It's a good place to settle down. It's nice. Okay, then after Plant City, I told you about Plant City. Plant City is um, sort of our hick small town. It's not really hickish though, but it's cute. You got horses there and farm. You still got farmers, a lot of strawberry farmers. That's why they have the strawberry festival there, which is really fun. It's a big carnival and everybody buys strawberries, and a bunch of country stars go and do concerts there. And it's got a great vibe. Plant City's got a great vibe. Right after Plant City is where I went to school and grew up, which is a town called Brandon. I don't really have anything positive to say about Brandon. I loved my home that I grew up in. It's gone. Um, when we first moved there in 1983, 84 was right around that year. There was nothing but orange groves, and there was a few, old houses and some new developments. We moved into one of the new developments, and then it just like blew up like out of nowhere. Like everybody and their mother decided to move to that area, Brandon. And I don't know if it was because it had really good schools like Priscilla, no, not Priscilla, excuse me, Victoria Principal. Victoria Principal graduated from Brandon High. Um, and I mean, that's just a famous name to throw out there, but there were a lot of, reasons. The houses that were being made in the development in the 80s were very reasonably priced. And so it blew up. I mean, all the orange groves were just wiped out, and it was just neighborhood after neighborhood after neighborhood, suburbs just exploding all over the place. So when I went back there, after I had, grown up and left there and went back there to look at it and reminisce and go down memory lane, it was like tainted for me. It wasn't the same. It or whatever charm it had in the 80s and whatever sentimental feelings I had about it in the 90s, it's not there anymore for me because it's just nothing but traffic, bumper to bumper traffic, hostile suburban types. And it's awful. It's really awful what happened there. Yeah. Anyway, then you go. Now we got Tampa Bay. Okay, so Tampa Bay is my stomping grounds. It's where I went to college. I went to USF. USF is a big college. There's two junior colleges, which Tampa Bay is considered like Tampa Bay area. Tampa, Clearwater, St. Pete. That's the Tri City. It's the Tampa Bay area. So there's lots of colleges. USF is a big name. There's also the University of Tampa. There's others and a lot of others. Especially there's junior colleges. There's HCC. There's St. Pete Junior College. There's tech schools. There's nursing schools. There's like I said, you want a school? Florida's got schools. Oy vey. Tampa is really cool. I you most of my employment has occurred in Tampa. I worked and worked and worked at a lot of different places. People ragged on me. Why can't you stay at any job? Because I'm just like my mother. That's why. But anyway, I mean, I I, I worked. I worked at a lot of places, and yeah, we have it all really in Tampa Bay. We have a football team, the Bucks. We have a hockey team, the Lightning. We have the Rays, which you know, what do you want to say about the Rays? Um, we have it all. We have sports. We have entertainment. We have a lot of great theaters. I mean, theaters all over the place. Theaters in Tampa, theaters in Clearwater, theaters in St. Pete. We got theaters. We got schools. We got sports. We got beautiful beaches, Clearwater and St. Pete. We got the military. We got the Air Force Base. We got frou-frou stuff and down-to-earth stuff. We got a theme park. Actually, we got Busch Gardens and we got a zoo. I mean, everything you want. We got everything. Yeah, Tampa Bay's got everything. It's got everything. But, you know, unless you're living in some on your own land in some, or in some cheap trailer park or something, it's expensive. Uh, I mean, Tallahassee might be expensive, but it looks expensive. Tampa's weird. It doesn't always look expensive, but it's always expensive. That's what's messed up about it. Okay, anyway, moving on. Uh, Clearwater and St. Pete, I consider that part of the Tampa Bay area, but they have like little regions, just like in Tampa. Carrollwood is sort of like Brandon. Carrollwood and Brandon. Like Carrollwood's sort of like North Tampa by Lutz, heading towards Pasco County and Land O'Lakes. But I'm just saying, like Clearwater and St. Pete, although I consider that still part of Tampa Bay, it has little town areas that have personalities. Like Clearwater, Dunedin, and Tarpon sort of have a different kind of personality than St. Pete and Pinellas Park, which is, a different personality. But it's all, Tampa Bay beach towns. And they're all nice. They're all nice. They're designed differently, but they're all nice. Okay, if you go past the Skyway or over the Skyway to Manatee and Sarasota County, then you get to Bradenton and Sarasota. They also have a different personality over there. They're kind of, I don't know, snooty. I would say those are like the Beverly Hills types. Kind of snooty over there. That's all I want to say about that. If you really want to get to, like, if you like the Plant City vibe and you just want to kind of get into earthy, out of the hustle and bustle kind of vibe, there's this little town called Bartow, which is south, and it's a nowhere town. It's a nobody town, but I had some fun there when we first got here, and it's kind of cute. Nobody knows really much about Bartow, but if you don't like the big hustle and bustle, then Bartow's cool. All right, let's go to the other major big city on the East Coast is Fort Lauderdale and Miami. Well, Fort Lauderdale and Miami are basically the same thing, except that Fort Lauderdale's in English and Miami's in Spanish. So, if you want to talk Spanish, go to Miami. If you want to talk English, go to Fort Lauderdale. They're pretty much the same thing. There's some other little towns, Pompano Beach, Deerfield, and the frou-frou one, the real frou, the yacht club types. What was that one? Forgot the name of that one. Yeah. Anyway, there's a bunch of little towns around there, but basically that's it. I mean, Miami and Fort Lauderdale is just like New Jersey, New York style, but Miami's in Spanish and Fort Lauderdale's in English. That's pretty much it. And as far as the other counties, I don't really know the cities in these counties. I don't know the names, but there's Hernando County and Pasco County. I know like Land O'Lakes is in Pasco County, and that's like above Tampa. And that's really nice. It's kind of like what Brandon and Carrollwood were before they got congested and crowded, but it's probably going to have the same fate as Brandon and Carrollwood, which is sort of sad. And Hernando County is similar to that too. It's kind of like going in the same direction as Land O'Lakes, which is going in the same direction as Brandon and Carrollwood. It's probably going to just end up really crowded and congested. That's about it. That's my review of Florida. Have a good day.